Evening agents, this is Jonathan from the Netherwatch team. We are going to finish up our playthrough of Netherwatch, the core box today. We are going to go through the last steps of our discovery stage and show how the confrontation stage begins and ends. We feel like we know what demon is in this location. Unless we've done our deduction wrong, I feel pretty good about it. We think that this location is being plagued by the Camazotz, and we shall see if that's the case. Now, in our last playthrough video, I showed all of the game turns that led to this point, so check that out if you haven't seen it already. And if you have, well, let's just get started. Thanks for being here. All right, I'm excited. Let's wrap this investigation up, and we are going to attempt to get rid of this demon. We need to banish it from this location. So, the demon has just manifested. We will reset our action beads to both 2 on the manifested action track. Then we can choose which of our agents are going to go first. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have our skeptic go first. She is beginning her turn with adjacency trauma. This basically means that she is right next to the demon, one zone adjacent, and so she will suffer the roll of the sanity die. So let's see what happens. She loses 2 sanity. Oh, that's terrible. So she goes from 4 down to 2. Okay. She does have the flashlight lit, so her lit base is currently on. Let's see. We are going to use her first action to move. So she's going to move 1 to the 2nd floor landing. Okay. All right. Then she has 1 action left. I think we're going to skip her second action and we'll go right to the athlete. So let's move our athlete. I need to pick up those binding chains that are in the foyer. If we are correct, we look at our Camazotz sheet in our codex. The banishment relics we need are binding chains, which are here in the foyer, the ritual candles that the skeptic is holding, and the seal of anathema, which is also held by the skeptic. So I need to pick that item up. We see that the athlete is starting in a dark zone, so he also needs to roll this sanity die. That is a 1 sanity loss. So he also goes from 4 down to 3. Oof. We don't have a lot of sanity left here. Okay, so now he's going to move 1. And for his second action, he is going to pick up the binding chains. And in order to do this, this is a hand item. So I need to get rid of the PCAD that he is carrying. Okay, so that has been 2 actions. We moved 1 and we picked up an item. Now it is the demon's turn. So we are going to draw an event card, place that inside, and flip it over to read its manifested state. The demon seems drawn to the scent of fear. Is it finally satiated? The demon moves 2 zones toward the closest agent with a condition, then the demon goes dormant. Well, our athlete has a unique ability, but it's been spent, so we cannot use it. However, our athlete also has the kitchen knife that he picked up in the kitchen. So here's how this would work. Because the athlete was the last agent to go in this manifested turn, he gains the active agent token, which means he is the target for this demon. However, we do have the kitchen knife. So we are going to use the kitchen knife It says, if the demon would enter your zone from an adjacent zone, you may roll the sanity die to prevent it. The demon remains in its current zone. It may not be used if you're frightened or in breakdown. And then on a fate of 1 or 2, we would discard this item. Fate is currently 4, so we don't discard the knife. We do lose 1 sanity. He goes down to 2 sanity remaining. And the demon stays where he is. Okay. Now, a couple things. Then the demon goes dormant. So the demon is going to move off of the board. And we do have a fate effect on this event card. The fate effect is 3 through 5. And we have a 4. So that agent gains 1 sanity, and this effect may remove breakdown. So we actually regain the sanity we lost from using that kitchen knife. Okay. All right, let's place this card back. Fate is now 2. Okay, so we managed to avoid the demon's wrath this time around. That was a good thing. Let's move into the next phase of the game. We are going to set ourselves up to summon this demon. There's 6 summoning circles, and each summoning circle is tied to 2 demons. Now, we think that the Camazotz is the demon that is plaguing this location. So we have chosen Dread as our summoning circle. Now, the moment we use this item, and it must be used from a zone adjacent to a rift, the moment we use this, Confrontation Stage begins. So we will select the Skeptic to go first, resetting her dormant actions back to 3. Okay. Then we are going to use this center. Actually, before we do that, I think we're going to place a lit cube in this zone. Turn on the lights. And if we look at our Ashwood Manor card here, it does say that agents gain +1 sanity when taking the center action in a lit zone. So we will regain more sanity by being in a lit zone. So for 1 action, we can gain 1 sanity. Because she is in a lit zone, she'll gain 2. So we're going to spend all 3. 1, 2, 3. She is refilled back up to 7 sanity. Okay. So then we are going to draw a card. And play it. Your legs feel anchored from fear or something else. You cannot tell. The next active agent moves 1 less during move actions to a minimum of 1. Okay, so our athlete is going to move 1 less. And then, oh, if only we had a fate 4 or 5. Look at that fate ability. If that agent has a spent unique ability, which we do, you move it back to ready. So if fate was on our side, we could have regained our athlete's special ability. No dice on this one. Okay, so he moves 1 less this turn. We're going to place that here. All right, we're going to reset his action beads, give him the active agent token, and then we're going to move. I think he is going to move 1 zone, and then he also is going to center. His last 2 actions to center, bringing him up to 7 of 8 sanity. Okay. Also, his pulse monitor is going to go off. If you took less than 2 move actions this turn, gain 1 sanity at the end of this turn. This effect is not activated if suffering breakdown. So his pulse monitor has given him his last sanity back. We have both of our agents up to full sanity. That's a very good thing for us to begin our confrontation. All right, that's the end of his turn. Also, I'm sorry for my voice. I've got a bit of a cold going on. So thanks for dealing with my croaky, cracky voice here. All right, a weightless pressure startles you, sending your items to the floor. The agent with the least sanity drops a hand item of their choice. Oh, okay. So that would be the skeptic, and she has to drop a hand item in this location. Now, all 4 dropped items are on the map. When this situation occurs, you select one of the 4 to discard, and then you place the new card in that slot. So we don't need the PCAD or the thermal imager anymore. Let's grab number 4 from the thermal imager. This is an essential items, so it goes back on that deck. Number 4 is going to go right into the landing on the 2nd floor, and she has to drop an item. So let's drop the Seal of Anathema. Okay, so that is one of the items that we need to affect this confrontation stage. We'll need to pick it back up in a moment. Okay, so there goes our event. Oh no! Look at that. That is Fate of 5, which means we can't actually change floors. All right, that's okay. I think we're gonna stay on this. We're gonna stay on the 2nd level this turn anyway. But it will. I don't think it will affect us. Well, it depends. If the next one is a 5, we could be in trouble. So let's see how this is gonna happen. All right, we're ready to summon this demon. How does this occur? Let's look at the Dread Summoning Circle card. While adjacent to a rift without an area ward, discard this card and place the summoning circle on the rift, then reveal the true demon and manifest it there. If it's the Kamazats or the Unreal, then we get to begin the confrontation stage in the agent phase. Otherwise, if we guess incorrectly, the demon will get to go first, and the demon is going to be right next to us. So being that we're both in the same zone, if we choose incorrectly, there is a chance that we are going to die in this scenario. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we are going to use the summoning circle from an adjacent zone. We are going to start with the skeptic, and we are going to use Dread. While adjacent to a rift without an area ward, discard this card and place the summoning circle on the rift. Okay, so we are going to place the summoning circle in the upper bath. Okay, that is going to be where we are summoning the Kamazats. Let's see if this is what we think it is. We are going to get out the envelope that contains our true demon, and we are going to reveal it. Are we right? Did we get it correctly? Here is our card. What is it? It's the Kamazats. Okay, we're right. We are correct. That means we have the upper hand in this scenario. Okay, so our investigation bore fruit. We are going to place the demon in the summoning circle. It is now manifested. Let's take a look at the transition between the discovery stage and the confrontation stage. Okay, the confrontation stage. When the agents believe they have uncovered the identity of the demon infesting the location, the investigation takes a perilous turn. The time for deduction ends and the moment for confrontation begins. Before summoning the demon, careful preparation is paramount. So, we have verified the demon's identity. We've relocated critical items by moving the binding chains and the seal of anathema. All of these items we have been able to get into place. Now we've chosen the summoning circle. We've activated the summoning circle. We have revealed the demon's true name. And now we prepare the transition. Okay. Once the demon is summoned, perform these steps to set up the confrontation stage. Manifest the demon in the zone with the summoning circle. Discard all clues on the map. Okay, the clues have been removed. Perform all when the demon appears effects on the demon placard. Okay, so let's take a look at the Camazot's placard here. A bat-like demon of primal terror driven by feral instincts and a predator's patience. Demonic nest. When revealed, place 4 banishment tokens face down, each 3 zones away from the Camazots, 1 per zone if possible, or up to 4 zones away if necessary. So we are going to take the banishment tokens that are inside of our little token tray here. There are 4 of them. Okay, and now these tokens have 2 different sides. So the first side is the common side. It has basically a blue set of chains on it. And on the opposite side, it is either an inert location or it is a active location. Now, 3 of these tokens are inert, which means they will not actually be the true nest of the Camazots. One of these is the correct one. So we're going to basically just take these and place them 4 zones away from the manifested demon. Let's see where they go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. There will be 1 in the old atrium. 1. We can't do it on this floor, so it has to be on floor 1. So 1, 2, 3. Let's put 1 in the great room. We'll put 1 in the study, and we'll put 1 in the kitchen. Okay. So there we have it. We have the 4 banishment tokens on the board. Let's continue to look at the Camazot's placard. Keen hearing. The target token is never discarded at the end of the demon phase. Whenever an agent takes a move or dash action, give them the target token. The Camazots always moves toward the agent with the target token. Chosen prey. An agent may only be killed if they have the target token. If the Camazot shares a zone with an agent without the target token, it stops movement there. All agents in that zone roll the sanity die and take a free move action. Give the target token to an adjacent agent. Okay, so I don't see any more when revealed actions. That was the only one, was to place those 4 banishment tokens. Let's continue reading. Read the operation's escape objective and place the escape token in the appropriate zone if one is stated. Now let's take a look at Ashwood Manor's escape objective. Do not initially place the escape token. An agent may begin the escape objective by performing the zone interaction in the garage. Okay, so we can begin to escape this location by performing that particular zone interaction in the garage. This moves the interaction cube to the great room. Okay, it would move it right there. Okay. If the Great Room Zone interaction is then performed, place the escape token in the garage. Living agents in the garage may then move one zone to escape the location. Okay, so that is going to set up our escape objective. We will either be able to banish this demon once and for all, or we can escape, or we'll die trying. Okay. New and changed rules in the confrontation stage. These are worth definitely a mention. When the mission transitions to the confrontation stage, the demon enters a permanently manifested state. From this point onward, its actions are governed by a predetermined demon behavior cycle rather than the event deck. And we can see that on the bottom of the Camazotz card. We see that it has 4 actions. Each turn, instead of actually drawing an event card, we will be moving through this action list, performing this demon's actions. Okay. The agents continue to take turns as in previous phases, but with critical differences. Permanent manifestation. The demon is permanently manifested. As such, agents will only have 2 actions during their turn, and all agents take a turn before proceeding to the demon phase. Goal shift. Field equipment is no longer needed, but may remain in an agent's inventory. While the demon is summoned, only 2 options remain. It's either the banishment ritual or the escape objective. And the banishment ritual is found in our Codex Daemonum. Let's take a look at the Camazotz banishment ritual. Okay, so find the nest. The first thing that we will have to do if we want to banish the Camazotz is find the nest. If an agent begins or ends movement in a zone with 1 or more banishment tokens, okay, flip them over. If it is inert, discard it, okay? If it is active, you have found the Camazotz nest. Keep it face up. If there is a lit cube in that zone, remove it. A lit cube may only be placed in that zone using the ritual candles, which our skeptic is holding, okay? Okay, so once we have found the nest, then we lure the beast. An agent holding ritual candles must use the item in the same zone as the nest to place a lit cube there. Then we drop the ritual candles. Okay, the cube may only be removed by the Camazotz dominate action. If the Camazotz uses dominate to remove the ritual candles, we also remove the lit cube. Bind the beast. While the Camazotz is in the same zone as the ritual candles, an agent holding the binding chains must use that item from an adjacent zone. So the athlete has the binding chains. So we can use that from an adjacent zone. And then we drop the binding chains in their zone. During the next demon phase, the Camazotz will not perform its action. And then finally, we can seal the beast. While the Camazotz is in the same zone as the ritual candles and the binding chains, the agent holding the seal of anathema, which is in the hallway, I think that means we're going to have our athlete pick this up, or the skeptic. She has a slot open. It will be good for us to pick that up. Okay. All right. I think we are good to go. One last thing. Let's take a look at the rulebook one more time here. The bottom here where it says demon phase during the confrontation stage. No clues. The demon no longer leaves clues when it departs zones. Its behavior cycle. Instead of drawing an event card, okay, we will have the demon perform 1 action each turn. And then the event deck. Many actions include discarding 1 or more event cards after the resolution. If the event deck becomes depleted, the demon will become ascended. Now we have a good number of cards left, so I think we're going to have enough time to banish this demon. But there is always the chance that we run out of cards and the demon becomes ascended and he gets even more powerful. Okay, so that is going to propel us into the confrontation stage. we are going to reset our action beads back down to 2 for each of our agents. I will have the skeptic go first. She's going to use a pickup action to pick up the seal of anathema that was dropped, placing that into her right hand. We will remove the 4th dropped item token. And then as her second action, I believe she will dash. And that costs, well, it costs 2. She can't use it. I think she will move 1 instead. We'll have her move 1 down to the basement as her second action. Now, because she moved, she gains the target token. Okay. Then we will have our athlete also go. He will, I feel like he's going to dash and move 2. So he's going to he's going to use 2 actions to dash. So we're going to go 1. And then as part of his movement, we're going to use his passive ability. Once per turn while moving, you may either move 1 extra zone or take 1 other agent in your zone with you. They may be picked up or dropped off at any point during your movement. Okay, we have a decision to make. We need to find the active banishment token. Do you guys think it's in the kitchen, the study, or the great room? I think we will go ahead and use... I don't know. Let's go with the great room. We will move here. Okay. So our athlete used both of his actions to dash, giving him the target token. Okay, and we have ended movement in a location with the banishment token. So if we look at Find the Nest in our codex, we see if an agent begins or ends movement in a zone with 1 or more banishment tokens, we flip it over. Okay. Oh my God, we got it correct. We correctly found the location on our first guess. I can't believe that happened. Okay, so I have played the Camazotz several times, and this is the first time where I've actually gotten the correct banishment token on the first try. I know, 25% chance, but still, I thought, I didn't know if that was going to be the right one or not. Okay, so a couple things happen. If it is inert, discard it. If it is active, you found the Camazotz nest. Keep it face up. If there's a lit cube in the zone, remove it. A lit cube may only be placed in that zone using the ritual candles, which our skeptic has. Okay, so we are good to go. Let's move into the demon phase. The Camazotz is going to be using echolocation. Give the target token to the closest exposed agent, then move the Camazotz 2 zones toward that agent. All agents within 3 zones roll the sanity die, becoming frightened upon sanity loss, and we discard 2 events. Okay, so it moves 2 zones. 1, 2. It is right next door to us in the foyer. We need to roll our sanity dice and see what happens. Oh gosh, we are, I don't think we can move here. Okay, so for 1, the athlete is not losing any sanity. Our skeptic loses 1 and becomes frightened. So we are going to take her frightened condition card and we're going to place it on top of her agent placard. Okay, then we discard 2 events. Oops. Okay. Oh, I realized I probably just missed that the fate was 5 and I moved. I think what it would have done is it would have delayed us from moving that one turn. So technically we would have one additional event, moved here over. So I'm going to move one more event card because I should not have had our agents move floors on Fate 5. So sorry about that little mix-up. Okay, but thanks for bearing with me. I'm excited here for us to see what happens. Okay, so it's our turn again. Our manifested actions go back down. The athlete has the target token. He's going to begin his turn adjacent to the demon. Our skeptic is as well. I feel like we should have her go first. Okay. Okay, so we are going to roll for her adjacency trauma. And she loses another sanity, bringing her down to 5. As one of her actions, she will use the ritual candles and lure the beast. An agent holding ritual candles must use item in the same zone as the nest, okay, to place a lit cube in that zone. So we are going to place a lit cube in the zone using the ritual candles. This cube may only be removed by the Camazot's dominate action. Then we drop the ritual candles in this location. So this is, there's a dropped item token here, number 3. So the veiled mirror is in this location. And so are the ritual candles. They're currently dropped. Okay. So that was one action to use the item. I don't think she's going to do anything else because we don't have a location to hide here. She's not going to move. We'll see what happens. Okay, the next athlete, the athlete's turn. We are going to have him also stay where he is. All right. So then we move into the demon's action. Shadow Leap. Place the Camazotz in the manifestation zone equal to Fate. Then it moves 2 zones. All right. So Fate is 3. It's going to move here. And then it's going to move 2 zones. 1, 2. Right back into the foyer. Okay. All right. Oh, man. Okay, so we have a couple things happening here. I feel like we need to dash this time to dash through the demon's zone. We can dash through the zone and just to get out of there. So I think that's what we're going to do. Each of our agents are going to use the dash. They each will take the target token. They can move 2 zones. So 1, 2, we're going to move into the study. And that means we're both rolling the sanity die and taking sanity loss from moving through the demon's zone. And that's 2 for our skeptic. And that's nothing for our athlete. Okay. Then we have the third action for the Camazotz, Deafening Screech. If the ritual candle token is on the map, place the Camazotz in that zone. Otherwise, place it in the summoning circle. Then all agents within 2 zones roll the sanity die, and you discard 1 event. So he moves into the Great Room. We have the opportunity. We have the opportunity to banish him here, I think, you guys. Okay, he has moved. We're within 2 zones, so we are going to suffer sanity loss. 2 for the Skeptic. The Skeptic has gone into, she has 1 sanity remaining. Our athlete is stoic. He is also losing 2, so he is down from 8 down to 6. And it is our turn once more. Okay. Next turn. Let's see here. I think we can banish him this turn. While the Camazotz is in the same zone as the ritual candles, an agent holding binding chains must use the item and drop it. Use item costs an action. So we are going to have the athlete use his passive ability to move 1 and move the Skeptic with him. They have advanced on the Camazotz in the Great Room. Then the athlete is going to use an action to use the binding chains and throw them into the room. While the Camazotz is in the same zone as the ritual candles, an agent holding binding chains must use item from adjacent zone, then drop the binding chains in the Camazotz zone. Dropping the binding chains in the zone with the ritual candles. During the next demon phase, the Camazotz will not perform its action. While the Camazotz is in the same zone as the ritual candles and the binding chains, an agent holding the seal of anathema must use the item from an adjacent zone to send the Camazotz and its nest back to hell. So, our athlete has moved the Skeptic into the foyer. The Skeptic now, with 1 sanity remaining, is using the seal of anathema to bind the beast and destroy it once and for all. Guys, we did it. We banished the beast. I gotta say, I was anticipating having to go through all of these tokens, so I'm a little sad that we didn't see more of the confrontation stage. It happened a little fast because the first token that we looked at was actually the nest of the Camazotz. But it gives you an indication as to what is all kind of going on behind the scenes. Each demon has its own banishment ritual, using different banishment items and having to control the demon in a certain way. Now, one other thing to note is that we did play this game on the easiest setting, and thus we really weren't in terrible jeopardy of dying. We do have definitely harder difficulties that you can play on. So while our sanity did drop down quite low and we got into breakdown a few times during the game, we didn't actually see an agent die, which I was kind of hoping to also show, but I'll show that in an upcoming video, maybe where we play on a harder setting. So I guess this is me signing off. We did it, you guys. I thought this video would take a little longer. Again, thanks for being here. Thanks for believing in our products. We wouldn't be here without our community, and we've spent the better part of a year working on this, more than that even, and it just warms our heart to see everyone so excited about the game. So thanks again, everyone. I hope you have a great time. Good luck with all of the demons that you guys are all dealing with. I know there's a whole ton of things going on in the world right now, so to any of you who need to hear it, you're awesome. Thanks for being you and being authentic. I think we need to see more of that in our world. So, yeah, I'm rambling at this point. Catch you later.